me spell it for you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
It's Sunday morning on CBS. And here again is Lee Cowan.
He started off as a lowly resident of the underwater city of Bikini Bottom. Since then, SpongeBob SquarePants has truly risen to the top, worthy of a Sunday profile. Behind the gates at Nickelodeon Studios in Burbank, California, some tropical trouble was brewing in an undersea pineapple.
This letter's just not gonna open.
It's a preposterous postal predicament
Yeah, he pulls it out of his nose. Yeah.
that SpongeBob's Tom Kenny has gotten pretty used to.
Duh! Maybe it just needs a little extra elbow grease. See? What did I tell you? Pow!
Lee, I wish you could tell me what all this means.
Do you know what this means?
It's amazing. Like, this wasn't supposed to happen, or this hardly ever happens.
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob and his undersea buddies have become a multi-billion-dollar-a-year franchise for our sister network, Nickelodeon. They've spawned countless video games, internet memes, action figures, 3 feature films.
Whoa! What is this place?
Even a Broadway musical.
It's the best day ever!
And in just 10 days, he'll celebrate his 25th anniversary. Or, as SpongeBob himself might call it,
SpongeBob lets his freak flag fly. He is who he is. And it's amazing that folks find that very empowering that are now grown-ups or even little kids now.
But what separates SpongeBob from all the other cartoons?
Hello, welcome to my commercial. Would you like the convenience of a Krabby Patty at home?
Why does such an emotional connection remain for both kids and adults?
What are you two laughing about?
In part, it's the cast. Every one of them has been side by side since the very beginning.
I mean, what an amazing gift you guys have given people. Like,
No, but we got the gift.
Yeah, we really get the gift.
yeah?
It's our
Yeah.
first best destiny, I always say.
Yeah.
You idiots ruined my perfect getaway. Now I have to get away again. All over again.
So why don't you get cooking, cook?
What struck me just like watching you guys today is that you still laugh at it.
That's the beauty of it.
We always will laugh at it.
Yeah.
Patrick still makes me laugh, and I kind of lose myself in Patrick. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
And then every one of these guys, I hear them. It's like I'm 8 years old, and I am giddy.
Not even an idiot would come all the way out here.
Hi, Mr. Plankton!
Oh, it's you. What are you doing here?
When fans find out they're all actually friends in real life, let's just say there's a moment.
Strong men, big dudes, burly guys with beards have teared up when they go, wow, you guys really hang out together. We're like, yeah. They're like, that's so cool, man. Can I have a hug?
This fantastically improbable world was dreamed up by a former marine biologist named Stephen Hillenburg.
These are the Nickelodeon archives.
Although the inhabitants of Bikini Bottom are mostly genuine aquatic creatures,
Squidward's house, the Tiki Head, and SpongeBob's Pineapple House.
Squidward, we don't need television. Not as long as we have our imagination.
Hillenburg thought it would be particularly funny if the sponge who lived in this tide pool wasn't an actual sea sponge, but an ordinary kitchen sponge instead.
These are his shoes and socks. So this is an in-depth study of SpongeBob's footwear.
Hillenburg's premise was pretty simple. The happy-go-lucky SpongeBob wants nothing more than to be the best fry cook in the ocean.
I can't accept your money, Mr. Krabs. Grilling is my passion.
He has a pet snail named Gary.
Gary and I are gonna try to win the prize so Mr. Krabs can fix up the Krusty Krab. Right, Gary?
And a dim-witted best friend who would try anyone's patience. except for SpongeBob's.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No! This is Patrick! I'm not a Krusty Krab.
Patrick, that's the name of the restaurant.
There's also a squirrel in a spacesuit,
Wow, I didn't think superpowers worked that way.
an irritable squid who plays the clarinet, because why not?
I didn't play any wrong notes.
And a scheming single-celled organism hell-bent on stealing the Krabby Patty's secret formula.
Hey, watch it! I'm in a what? The secret formula! Must be one of Krabs' tricks.
It was so bizarre and yet so simple, and now it's become this phenomenon.
So bizarre, so simple, so perfect.
Ramsey Nato, president of Nickelodeon and Paramount Animation, argues that SpongeBob became, for Gen Z, what Mickey Mouse was to baby boomers.
One of the things I always loved about SpongeBob personally is that SpongeBob reminds us of the kid inside of us all, truly. You know, that sweet, honest, naive, lovable kid in all of us.
And yet it survives because it's much more than that.
If SpongeBob was nothing but optimistic, that wouldn't be a very good show. So SpongeBob does get down in the dumps. SpongeBob does get discouraged. SpongeBob does feel sad, but he bounces back. He comes back. You know, well, there's always tomorrow.
It's the best day ever.
One of the happiest shows on TV, however, hit one of its saddest moments when in November 2018, SpongeBob's creator, Steve Hillenburg, died after being diagnosed with ALS. He was only 57.
Was it hard going on after that?
It became more of a calling, I think, for me, because we want to carry on what he started.
I think our thing was feeling like we should keep doing this if we can.
They have no choice in a way. One generation, now a second, even a third, come to Comic-Con events, not so much for autographs and pictures, but to tell their own stories.
I constantly get people coming up, and one of the first things, if not the first thing out of their mouth, is "Thank you for my childhood."
Right.
I had this 15-year-old girl came up to me at a con, and she said, I went through a period of Great Depression, and I wanted to kill myself. You made me want to keep living. And I mean, that's such an incredibly intense thing to hear. And I look up, and there's her mother standing right behind her. She's sobbing.
It's incredible. I mean, if things like that happen all the time.
Pink! Yellow!
At a time when we all feel a little underwater, and the future seems clouded by the dense fog of pessimism, Tom Kenny and SpongeBob SquarePants are a gentle, albeit silly reminder that optimism and friendship remain just as valuable as the Krabby Patty formula itself.
Sometimes I've tried to find a downside, like just as a mental exercise. Dang it, I can't find one. So if you come up with a downside, let me know. Email me.